Hello everyone, Manthrow here, and welcome to the weekly update video. Now, I'm sorry it's a day late. Some certain things came up, so I wasn't able to get to it yesterday, but we have it today, and we actually, kind of good, because we have another announcement as far as RuneScape announcements actually go. Okay, now for this week's event, update, we have, it's kind of an event, but we are now able to rebuild Edgeville back to its former glory, which is as a result of the events in the Ritual of the Majorette quest. I'm not going to say so much about it, but those who have completed it will know why it was destroyed and stuff like that. But okay, so once all you gotta do is head to Mandareth, and I will be completely covering this in my next video, which will be out later today. But you'll just go to Mandareth, and you are supposed to rebuild, and they want to hide the evidence of what had happened, transpired here. Once you are completed with it, you will have a Dragonkin lamp, and you are going to be able to open it. And now, with this update, anytime you open a Dragonkin lamp, you have a chance to unlock Effie, the effigy base, well, the effigy pet. So right here, Effie is, which is kind of cool. But the only way to get him is to open the Dragonkin lamps. So you might not get him from the lamp that you get today, or whenever you rebuild it. But do understand, whenever you do open a lamp, you have a chance to get him. And as you know, they ran a competition for the NPC and lore book to be added to Edgeville to celebrate this update. They said they had a lot of different types, and this is actually kind of funny, but the person who had the entry was called Bruce Willis. So I don't know if it's the Bruce Willis but still, it is pretty cool. So there's going to be an NPC named Bruce walking the streets, complaining about the tourist destination very soon. In second place was Froggy1223. They will be adding a lore book to the Edgeville Furnace for that. They just said they don't want to spoil the books just yet, but expect them in coming weeks. So there's going to be patch notes, of course. There's Lootscape again. Still go with the Clue Scroll base. And live streams this week is April 12th. 1500 UTC Game Jam idea patch or pitch. So that's going to be one. And then April 15th at 1800 UTC PVM with Modley. Both are Clue Scroll enabled, which is a guaranteed drop, which again is based off your total level. And there's nothing else really special to add to that. Now, we're going to head into the patch notes, and then the final thing, which is the price changes. So they fixed an issue with Bubbles, the fishing pet, appearing as a blue box in Java. Fixed a graphical issue with Replica God Wars Dungeon Armadillo override where face skin tone did not match the rest of the body. Removed alphas from Cogwheel, Camille, and Fair Dancer outfits. Added the correct model to the Adamant Throwing Axe when worn. Fixed a graphics issue when wearing Navigator Cuffs override. Edited the corners of the Sunset Skybox to make them less obvious. Your head will no longer stretch while wearing the Agent of the Eldest outfit without a head override. Fixed the positioning of the flame animation on and off hand Ice Dyed Kopash. The female Tier 7 Citadel Guard has had their ankles reattached. Quest challenges and achievements. The level 8 skill requirement for the 1000 agility Herblore and Prayer XP lamps awarded by Recruitment Drive has been removed. Updated Cornelian Rising start point in quest information. Removed a duplicate Sorok from the Hunt of Sorok mini quest. Fixed a typo in New Varrock task reward description. Fixed an issue with an achievement tracker having an empty slot which could not be used. The south of and west side story New Varrock achievement now correctly displays your progress to joining the Phoenix Gang and the Black Arm Gang. Players will now automatically attack Johnny the Beard in Dimension Disaster to stop him from turning invisible. The 5 construction requirement and 5 iron construction XP reward have been removed from the Perils of Ice Mountain quest. If free-to-play gain access to the repeatable construction training method, this might be reverted in the future, which it probably will be if they're saying that now. Skills, D&Ds, and minigames. The Odd Old Man Clue Scroll will now be prioritized when the Rotting Journal is obtained and destroyed. Harvesting Potato Cactus should now correctly add to farming urns. The Wilderness Swords once again have their action bars left click set as Edgeville Teleport. Equipping a task set item will no longer force an override to be equipped. The Ardougne Cloak overrides can now be consistently equipped with the required tier of tasks completed. Tiles that once had notice boards will no longer block players while there is no active time limited event. Teleport jewelry pieces combined with teleportation compactor are no longer automatically lost on death. One of the Piscatorius clue scroll scans have been adjusted slightly to no longer clash with the big Chinchompa spawn in that area. Other Cinderbane gloves drops now show up on the Rune Metrics activity page. The Tier 75 Tusca armor will now convert to Tier 50 in free-to-play worlds when equipping the armor via presets. Boosted the attack range of the Saren Godbow to 9. Stuns are now cleared when transitioning from Telos from phase 4 to 5. Void Shifter now correctly teleports you when your life points are below 10%. Checking charges on the Slayer Helm now mentions teleports that are available to Morvon if the requirements are met. Remove Force Walk tile from the Lumbridge Gatestone. Remove the ability to use a legendary familiar with an infused BOB pouch inside the Burrows area. The appear in Menagerie toggle for the buddy pet should now work correctly. Mouse over tooltips for things like the Elf City, clan cooldowns, as well as combat buffs and debuffs will no longer flicker on and off when you perform actions such as pickpocketing to gain more XP and giving and receiving hits in combat. Elite Dungeoneering outfit will now work correctly in the Guardian Sphere challenge room. West Ardougne Knights now show their correct weakness. Potions will now have a drink option rather than eat when right-clicking them in your inventory whilst the bank is open. An issue with the customization tab still being opened at the Wilderness Ditch, which was used to stall players, has been fixed. The shortcut into the wilderness west of the Black Knight Fortress has been removed. Therefore, there is no longer 5 tiles of safe zone, but instead 2 tiles. The South Docks of Port Sarim will now correctly play music. Fixed an issue where the food item pork pie would sometimes not be consumed when eating. Incorrect feedback message has been removed from the Tune Bane or spell when you're using the exact number of runes. Players should now be able to correctly build wall decorations in POH. Legendary pet information is no longer visible for other types of pets when reopening the pet's interface. Added blocking to a rock by the Edgeville Monastery. When Elite Dungeoneering outfit causes Slayer creatures to spawn, the message will now state the name of the Slayer creature. Survey polls will now display the full length of their vote bar and provide indicators for the pass percentage required of each question. The Grand Exchange will now correctly... By the way, that has always been 70% usually. The Grand Exchange will now correctly use its item guide price when buying and selling items. The grapple tree south of the Poison Waste Spirit tree will now correctly work with the tool-belted grappling hook. Rise of the Six bobbleheads now correctly show kill count for other players. Loot B messages now state the items which have been dropped. Ninja fixes. You can now quick chat Gobi reputation through the other tab under combat phrases. The Helion aura has been added to the aura management system. The reset mechanic for the auras has been updated to now include the Helion aura reset and Soul Reaper reward refresh auras as part of the aura management system. So that's now actually included. You don't have to go and collect these items. You can just do it by hand. Well, with the simple ease. The Rock of Dalgroth and the Rock Slide in Hero's Quest have been prospect and mine ops switched around so that the mine is now left click. The size of the Skeletal Horror Arena instance has been increased to include additional scenery in the distance. The level 110 combat requirement for the Dominion Tower and Dreadnips has been removed and is now recommended combat level when talking to the Strange Face. The Dominion Staff is now a level 90 magic requirement. The Dominion Sword has a 90 attack requirement. It is now possible to change XP received from shifting tombs within the game. So that's it for the patch notes, but now we're going to get into the big thing that people probably won't be so happy about. And that is, there's going to be price changes to RuneScape, and yes, it is going up. But they are given a little bit of time here so people can get things kind of squared away. But as of June 4th, they will be increasing the membership, and it's going to affect the price of bonds, treasure hunter keys, and rune coins. So all those will also be increasing in price, which means it makes it ever more imperative to try to get bonds while you can and get your membership extended as much as you can. If you are not a member currently. But for any new member or people who haven't been subscribed for more than 14 days, you will have to pay the new price. So if you have your membership active on June 3rd, should be alright. But just try to keep it active before then, and then you'll be able to keep the current price. If you are grandfathered in at a cheaper price, you know the drill. They will not increase your membership if you are already currently paying a certain one, as long as you keep it constant. If you let it lapse more than 14 days, you will be paying the new price. But here we go for the new prices. So for membership 1 month, it is now going to be $13.49 AUD, $11.99 for CAD, $9.49 for EUR, $6.99 for the GBP, and $10.99 for USD. Now that is just for 1 month. So do keep in mind it's getting a little bit expensive, but it's still not as much as some other MMOs. And then for one bond, it's $7.99 AUD, $7.39 CAD, $5.69 EUR, at $3.99 GBP, and $6.89 USD. So now, of course, the rest of it increases by a decent amount, and it actually is a decent increase. So do keep that in mind. It's not much increase from where it was, but I will say, from whenever I started playing versus where it is now, it is, I think, about double. So now, I will say I started playing RuneScape over 10 years ago, so the fact that it took about 10 years for the price to about double, that's actually pretty good. So, that's still not too bad, but I did want to bring that to your guys' attention. So do, pay attention to this. And if you are somebody who has a hard time, paying membership, let's say you have other priorities, or you're a student and all those other things, if you go to Twitter and if you do the Find JD event, and if you're not familiar with what Find JD is, one of the J mods, he actually has a daily post where you can usually win up to like 1 to 2 bonds per day. And all you have to do is be the first one to go to the location that he posts a picture of and tweet it back. That's really all you need to do. And then he will, announce the winner. And then you get your bonds. So do keep that in mind. There's always that. There's always people who are, doing bond giveaways. For instance, my channel, again, this winter I'll be doing the bond giveaway during the premium memberships. This way, we can get those sorted out. But that does mean there's going to be a little bit of fluctuation as far as that goes, because if the price of membership goes up, I don't know if it's going to be the same amount of bonds. They might charge more for the 1-year membership. They might charge less. I'm not sure. But that is a possibility. But do keep that kind of stuff in mind. So, if you ever see somebody doing a giveaway, go ahead and enter it. There's nothing wrong with it. Somebody's got to win, and they're doing it because they want to do it. They want to help people out, and they just want to have other people be able to enjoy the game that they enjoy in the same fashion. That's the way I see it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, later guys.